Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Drea is in Designs by Drea. Drea is me. I am the Drea in Designs by Drea. I am the serial crafter and digitizer at Designs by Drea on Etsy.com. Alright, cool. So we're back for another Embroider with Me video. As promised, we're going through the collection of all of the Feltie files that we have in the shop, and we're stitching them out one design at a time. Today we're working on this guy. He's a fan favorite, okay? This guy is a hot commodity. Super cute, super adorable. We're going to be making him on vinyl today. So with that said, let's get started. First things first, I have loaded the design onto my machine that I'm going to use. I'm going to be working with a 1.5-inch baby alien Feltie today, and we're making a sheet that a customer has ordered, and I'm going to stitch it out with you. So, got my stabilizer on my hoop. I'm using a medium weight tearaway stabilizer today, and I'm going to go ahead and run the first color. Alright, this is the placement stitch. This is going to let me know where I'm going to go ahead and place my materials. If you are using one huge piece of vinyl or felt to go ahead and cover your entire hoop, you need not worry about placement stitches. This is for me because I only like to use as much materials as I need for each stitch out. I'm going to skip the next color, which would be a tack down stitch. Essentially it works like a basting stitch if you are into sewing. I'm going to go ahead, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and put my vinyl. I am using this tarnished silver vinyl that I picked up from mypunkembroidery.com. Great place to get vinyl, excellent customer service. I cannot tell you, I've never had such good customer service at a vinyl shop before. What I did to it though, on the back, this is different. I went ahead and ironed on some Pelon SF101, and that's this stuff right here. It's got sticky dots on one side, and it's got this woven cotton-like texture to it on the other side. It doesn't move. It's a woven fiber material that once you iron it on, it essentially gives a woven stabilization to whatever you iron it on. I picked this trick up when from my bag making times, in order to make bags, sewing purses, bags, wallets, things like that. A lot of the time this vinyl is reinforced because it does stretch, and it only stretches in one direction, so it's like it's a two-way stretch, not a four-way stretch, so it does stretch. I've noticed when stitching out Felties, when my machine does have something that has a give, it tends to make weird puckerings and bubbling, and it stretches it and warps the whole design. Don't like that. Easy way to fix it: iron on some SF101. Be careful when you are ironing this on. When you iron vinyl, do not use steam, and make sure that you do it quickly with an iron. You know, don't hold it in a lot for one space, because you can in fact warp and ruin the vinyl if you do not press it correctly. So I got this ready. I'm going to go ahead and place it and ensure that it covers all my stitching. I'm not going to pin it down. If you've been here before, you know I'm an avid pinner. I'm not. This vinyl is pretty, it kind of just sits nice and pretty, especially with this. It sits like a piece of paper. It's real good and stiff, so I'm not going to worry about holding it down. Okay, so now that we've got the background all set up, we're going to go ahead and run the brown. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to run the placement stitch for the applique that will be our baby alien's head. I'm not changing out the thread color because it won't matter, because you won't see it. It's going to be under the applique piece. all of the placement stitches are now complete for our applique. So this is going to tell us where his head's going to be, so that way we can make sure that we have it covered. Now I'm going to switch out the thread to a coordinating color to the felt I'm going to use. I am choosing to use a Gunnelled. It's like a dark olive. I haven't had any trouble with Gunnelled thread. It's hit or miss. Some people like it, some people don't. I haven't really seen anyone in between. You either like it or you don't like it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and place down my applique pieces. I cut out these pieces big enough that they will cover each one of his cute little noggins. Depending on your machine, you might have to tape these down. It depends on the clearance of your foot, your embroidery foot. Okay, so our stitching is done. We're now going to remove our hoop from the machine, and we're going to cut out our applique pieces. Okay, now we're going to cut these out essentially. I'm using these Ginger duck-billed scissors. They're nice and heavy duty. I do appreciate the Ginger scissors. They cut very well. They cut this felt like it's butter. It's great. Get as close to you can to the stitching without cutting the stitching. Okay, that's the trick. And that's what these do. It kind of has this underbite situation where it gets close but doesn't cut. I get asked a lot also about what to buy when you're starting off, and what scissors do I use. That's another frequently asked question I get a lot in comments and in messages. I would say, in my personal opinion, now that I've gone through several pairs of scissors and tried different things and time has gone on, I would say if you can afford it, I would just invest right away in a good pair of some Ginger scissors. You can get them professionally sharpened and they last for a very long time. Very high durability, but they do cost more. I do know a lot of people like it's like a $5 pair of Fisker scissors that you can get at Walmart to applique with. I don't particularly care for those personally. I would rather just spend the money up front and get a good pair of scissors that's going to last me a long time instead of having to constantly replace a cheaper pair of scissors. But always work with what is in your budget. Just because I do it doesn't mean you should do it. That's just my opinion. Is I would have bought these right away. You can always, they sell them at Joann, guys. You can wait for a coupon and get you a pair at a more reasonable price. Typically they're like $34.99, I would say, but if you wait and use a coupon, you could get some at a more affordable price. And if you think about it, like this, I think it's worth the money. That's just me. If you're going to embroider and you're going to embroider a lot and you're going to do an applique, I would just invest in a pair of scissors. There we go, we have it. We're all done. So now that he's cut out, we're going to go ahead and put him back onto the machine. Okay, so we went ahead and put our hoop back onto the machine. And we're going to go ahead and run out the details of the face. We're going to start that now. I'm going to keep the same Gunnelled dark olive green that I was using for the applique. That's a personal design choice. A question I get asked often is, should you use the same colors that I'm using, or should you use the same colors you see on the color map? The answer is, if you want to. Everything is going to be a creative design choice. You can either replicate what you see because you like it, or you can make it your very own. It's entirely up to you. I'm showing you one way to do it, but there's an infinite number of color combinations that you can come up with yourself. So with that being said, let's move on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up with some quick little snips. This, we don't like the little tail sticking up. I've switched out the thread on my machine because we're about to work on some sleepy eyes. It's time to stitch out the extra details on our little space alien ball. And for that I went ahead and switched it out to a darker Madeira gray. Let's go ahead and take this off so we can assemble our Feltie sandwich. We got the front done, now we got to get the back on. Alright, so front done. Let's go ahead and get a back piece of equal size. I'm just using a regular gray felt. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to spray this with some temporary adhesive. Today I used this Taylor quilt basting spray. Lightly sprayed this. Some were safe because this is a very sticky temporary spray. Do it in a shoe box or an old Amazon box. You don't have to press it very lightly. Press down. Make sure our sandwich is secure. When you notice when you flip over, it doesn't come off, so it's really nice. It's very sticky. Careful with your furniture. It will stick if you don't use something to spray it in. Take this back to our machine. Now we're going to do finishing stitches. There are 2 finishing stitches on this design. One will be to create the rest of the shell around our baby alien, and the last one will be to do the little corners of the ears to seal in on that Feltie sandwich. Okay, our very last finishing stitch, like I said, is going to be to do the ends of the ear. I'm going to change the thread back out to the same green I used to applique his cute little noggin. And this is going to be the last and final step in this stitch out. Okay, let's go ahead, take them off. Alright, so here it is. We got some little tails. I'm going to cut those and clean it. Before you take your project off your hoop, always flip it over and make sure that it is complete before we move on, because once we take it off, we're not going back and sticking it back on, okay? Flip it over. Yep, it's got all the pieces. It's totally complete. So let's go ahead, pop it off. If you have tearaway stabilizer, tear that stabilizer away. And that is it, my friends. You're done. Boom. That's it. That was our baby alien Feltie design. Well, that's it, friends. I hope you had a fun time making our cute little baby alien. I hope that this will be very loved in its home. I'm going to send him off today to go be in his forever home. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a video. Shazam! And there's going to be more videos because we have so many embroidery designs that already are available. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. And for those of you who don't know, I actually started a Drea's Feltie Friends Facebook group. What is this group for? It's for people to show off the crafts that they've made using my Felties, or to show off my Feltie file designs that they stitched at home. Let me see how you did it. What did you make with them? What did you do? I'm always so curious what people do with my Felties. I've seen some things Felties are for, but I feel like there's more applications for Felties that nobody's showing me yet. So please come on over and join our group. If you're an avid embroiderer like myself, I actually offer one free embroidery Feltie design in my Facebook group to all my Feltie friends every month. So far we have 3 designs because our group is very new, so if you join you can go ahead and go back through older posts and download the freebies for the last 3 months. Sounds great. I would say, who doesn't love free stuff? They're very cute. Okay, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I think they're super cute. And they're free for you if you're in my Feltie friend group. Okay, well, I had so much fun, friends. I'll see you in the next stitch out and the next embroider with me. So until next time, friends, bye-bye!